What's up, college football fans and Mean Green fans? Sonoy Valente here once again with the Mean Green Show today, joined by Miles. Miles, it's been a while. I know our schedules have been conflicting, but I'm glad we got to finally jump on here together after a while. And we're going to talk about UNT's latest transfer quarterback in Grant Gunnell. I believe is how you pronounce the name. Some people say Gunnels and all that. I've heard it pronounced a few different ways, but I believe it is Grant Gunnell. Anyway, guys, before we get into all of that, you guys already know the drill. If you're a fan of college football, G5 football, and all that comes with that, consider hitting that like and subscribe button because that is truly all that we talk about. All right, Miles, quick breakdown of UNT's, again, latest quarterback transfer, Grant Gunnell. Started his career at Arizona in 2019, played as a true freshman and put up, let's see, I got his stats right here. Over 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns to 1 interception with a completion rating of 65.2. Then in 2020, they only played 5 games. I know it kind of seems a while ago now to some of us, but that was that COVID year in the Pac-12. They or the Pac-10, whatever they are now. They played a very shortened season. They only got 5 games in, and he put up 625 yards, 6 touchdowns to two interceptions. With a 68.8% completion percentage. Kevin Sumlin, a little fun fact about Grant Gunnell was that he was committed to Texas A&M out of high school to Kevin Sumlin. Then Kevin Sumlin obviously, is no longer at A&M, ends up at Arizona. Grant Gunnell follows him there, had the opportunity to go to Ohio State, Alabama, long list of schools, really highly recruited out of high school. I actually got the opportunity to see him played against my nephew who played at All Saints. Grant Gunnell is coming out of St. Pius in Houston. And yeah, he was a monster in high school. I think he holds like the most state records now. I think he beat Drew Brees'. I don't know. He's very feathered, to say the least. Anyway, so after 2020, he goes to Memphis, sustains what is listed as a lower body injury. Could be a knee, could be an ankle. Nobody knows really. I mean, I wasn't able to find any information on it. And essentially misses a good part of the 2021 season, ends up redshirting. Denton Ryan's very own Seth Hennigan steps in and, does extremely well. I mean, they have a 6-6 record, but he passes for over 3,000 yards and just has a really good season. And more than likely, I mean, just kind of establishes himself as the Tigers quarterback moving forward as long as he's there. Gunnell decides to stay for spring practice and does the spring game and all that. And probably just the writing was on the wall of like, okay, Seth's their guy, jumps back into the portal, finally comes back to North Texas. And I know we've kind of had a similar thing happen when Jace Ruder came last season and was not able to compete in spring football and whatnot. And this is kind of similar, and we'll kind of get into maybe on a later video of how the quarterback room is shaking out and how congested it might be. But I mean, Grant Gunnell, I mean, it kind of pauses for a little bit more consideration, I feel like, just because he does have college experience. Again, he played as a true freshman in the Pac-12. And then also, again, as a sophomore, and just was a really highly rated guy coming out of high school. And there's a measuring, there's measurable variables there with his college tape and numbers, and his completion percentage is really. John Field said it first, as far as like what jumps off the page for him first was the completion percentage, and yeah, I got to agree with him there. That I mean, it's good. What are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts on Grant? Are you excited? Were you is it overwhelming? I mean, do you think it's a good move? Give us your opinion on the matter.
Well, I mean, first of all, I'm glad to be back on. It's been, I don't know how long it's been, but it's been, I think, since the winter. But I think this is a great ad. At the beginning, when I first saw it on Twitter, I was a little confused because I remember him originally, his original recruiting. And I think, did North Texas offer him? I feel like back in I think it was 2018.
I'm not sure. I would
Carroll.
assume they did, but
I could look later, but
yeah.
I remember his name being brought up a few times, and he didn't have a whole lot of help at Arizona. Arizona was flat out terrible, 2020 for sure, when he actually tried to play some games. And but like you said, he has college experience. Reuter came in here with, I think, one game under his belt, and that was just a few snaps at the end. So the injury history isn't too bad. I think this is a really good addition because it's going to push either Ani or Reuter or whoever's in that quarterback room more and more. And I feel like when you have more competition with better athletes, not saying the other guys from the past years weren't good athletes, I'm just saying right now we have better caliber quarterbacks in this room than we've had. I think since it's been a long time since we've had these type of caliber quarterbacks in there. Mason Fine, he had Quinn Shinborn. I love Quinn. Quinn is one of my favorite people on this planet.
They need to
But
make
we
a
only
statue
had
of
3
Quinn.
quarterbacks back there. It was him, Quinn, and Kason Martin. That's not. I mean, I know 5 quarterbacks seems like a lot, and it is a lot. But I feel like with the experience he has, he got to see Seth Hennigan. I mean, which he was a really good quarterback, shockingly good quarterback last year at the college level, his freshman year at Memphis. So I feel like this is going to set North Texas up for more success offensively because you have the weapons, you have the coaching. I feel like you have the coaching to be able to succeed in that room now with you officially do have a actual quarterback coach this year. So that's even better. Yeah, in the beginning it kind of shocked me, but it's making more and more sense now. I've talked to some fans of Arizona and Memphis, and they said that he's actually he's a really good ad. This is going to help us a lot. And if he has 3 years of eligibility left, so he's basically a sophomore, I guess you could say, or
I
a
think so.
junior with redshirt eligibility, so he could be like a redshirt senior, whatever. So it's really good that we have him for 3 more years. I'm excited to see what he can bring. I don't think our offense is that much different than Memphis anyway. So it shouldn't be that much of a transition. And with the experience he has, I feel like he is more seasoned against good defenses too. In the Pac-12, there's some good defense in the Pac-12 that he's played in. So this is a big step in the right direction. Hopefully he can pan out and we can get the good results we want because we have everything around to succeed. They just have to start clicking. And I don't know who will be quarterback week 1, but I think we can save that for another time.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Yeah, and we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the signing of Grant Gunnell? I mean, are you excited? Are you kind of, do you feel like it wasn't a needed ad? We really want to hear your opinions on the matter if you have some. And Miles, thank you so much for jumping on. Go Mean Green, and we'll talk about the quarterback situation in a later video.
Go Mean Green.